The next definition is corner post. If you have a borrowed light unit that incorporates a corner post, you've probably got a pretty gnarly, cool thing, cool borrowed light assembly, and generally pretty difficult to transport as well. To get it into the truck, it takes 3 people sometimes to lift it, depending on the size, or it takes an army of people. So if you're dealing with a corner post, you have something that's possibly at an oblique angle or something at a 90-degree angle, which is most common, and they're really difficult to make in the shop by using stick components. Done it, tried it, you can do it, but you're gonna sacrifice lots of pieces in order to do that. You're gonna sacrifice a couple of pieces of jam material. You're gonna sacrifice sill material, 8-inch sill that you've got to cut. It's awful to make it. You've got to have a really good fabricator to make a custom post. The amount of Bondo, I think you could probably patch up the Titanic before it's sunk to make a corner post in the shop. That's something the factory's going to make. And a corner post is basically used when you have a 90-degree or some degree of angle, where you've got a borrowed light wall, you've got another borrowed light wall coming off, a door, whatever it might be. Let's switch to the screen view and let's take a closer look at what SDI is showing us for corner post. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Okay, here's corner post. Let's stare at it for a second and see what it looks like. Corner post, corner mullion. A mullion? Absolutely. Something that's two-sided. Right on. So that it's at 90 degrees, who cares? It's a corner mullion. A closed section which facilitates a turn in the hollow metal frame assembly. The angle of the turn may vary, although 45 and 90 degree turns are common. Yep, no doubt. I've seen them every type of corner angle as well. I did a borrowed light wall one time that may have had a radius of 20 feet, so it was pretty epic, and it had a couple of corner mullions in it. Really cool, but that's what it looks like. So you get the concept here, and where you're going to see these most certainly is in schools and hospitals. You're going to see borrowed light walls that are going to incorporate 90 degree or some varying degree, and they look really, really great as well. Let's copy this and let's just do a generic internet search for images and see if we can come up with anything that looks neat in the world of hollow metal frames. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, that job that I did, that was many, many years ago. It was really easy, actually, because I didn't have to do any work, per se. All I had to do was forward it to the manufacturer, who was Carpent Steel in North Carolina. They're still in business. They're good. I don't know that I classify them as quick ship anymore, meaning they have the ability, I believe, to quick ship, but their standard lead time is now really factory lead time stuff. Although I find that they are certainly quite reasonable in the sense of cost. Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff happening here. Yeah, that's neat. You don't see that one very often. Let's take a look at that. And here. Okay, lots of links that I've opened up here. There's your corner mullion, obviously. I don't know Autodesk forms, so something possibly to do with AutoCAD. This is probably aluminum storefront. At the end of the day, you've got two things like this, that corner mullion. Here is a great example of something that's not 90 degree. I don't know if that's 45 degree, but nonetheless, there it is. People like HMF Express. They're going to be able to make these. That's their specialty, making items like this, and they really need to know everything. And what really makes it difficult in making a corner mullion or corner post in your shop is the jam depth, because there aren't items that you stock that have a face that's going to be 5 3/4, assuming that's your standard jam depth. So it's going to be pretty tricky to make that. We've done it, but it's definitely nothing you want to have to do. It probably was 2 days of fabrication to get that one post made. Client paid it, had to have it, the whole 9 yards. Corner posts. Another example of what that might look like. And a good example of an outside corner post. Let's go to our manufacturers. Let's try Curry's. The shop manual. This would be a document that people in the shop would want to have available to them. Obviously, definitions gives you an idea of how to go about doing work in the shop. Actually, this should be gone over in detail. Corner post. I saw a definition for corner post. A vertical closed frame section used at the corner connection on two or more frames mounted on adjacent perpendicular walls. Corner post. There you go. Okay, so at the end of the day, it's going to be a matter of you have a borrowed light wall. Okay. Except what we're actually seeing here is going to look more like this, where the door sits here, swings out this way, and you've got glass in here, and that's going to be your corner post. And that's really going to take, you know, if I'm going to do this just drawing it, it's going to look like that. That's going to look like that. Okay, obviously that has to be your jam depth. No easy way to make that without the right material. Okay, so the next definition is of corner plate. Let's move on to that. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.